Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Aurorian Age, an ArcheAge video cast. Tonight, we're going to talk about what we did in beta, and we're going to invite you to come chat with us a little bit. So tonight, I have with me Bear.
How's it going?
Deuce.
Hola.
And Grievance's newest caster, Marissya.
Hello.
So, how did y'all enjoy beta this go around?
It was a lot of fun. I liked seeing the fresh economy and how everybody reacted to basically having zero mana. I think that was a big surprise for a lot of us. Running around, couldn't open some of the purses we were getting and stuff like that just because we didn't have the mana to keep going. So that was a big shock.
Yeah, it was going through there, and it's like, oh, there's actually a tree sitting here, and wondering why nobody was actually chopping it, and then chopping it and mining something, and all of a sudden, half of my labor's gone.
I don't know how many Fortuna veins I saw out there because nobody had the labor to actually mine it.
Yeah, it was really neat. It was interesting to see that. Deuce, what about yourself?
Well, I'll tell you, I got comments all weekend long about, Deuce, aren't you supposed to be on the farm? What are you doing out here? Are you questing? Wait a second, you're in a dungeon? Yeah, I kind of went against my norm a little bit. Played with a bunch of our peeps and stuff. I actually got to run a dungeon with Marissya and Stunner. Quite interesting. It was quite interesting. But we had fun. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters. And Marissya, this was kind of your first foray into ArcheAge.
Yeah, it was the first time I got to really experience beyond probably level 5 because I played alpha just a little short time, but beta was a ton of fun, and I really got to. I didn't get into the farming as much, though I did get to do some of that. Got to do that boat little event. That was a blast, by the way. And what was really fun was that dungeon that we ran into.
Now, which dungeon was that? Dash was asking what dungeon that was.
That's the dungeon. I can't remember the name exactly, but it's the one that's when you first get to the big city. Do you remember the name of the city?
It's a 20 to 29 dungeon.
Yeah.
And we're 2019 and 18. So yeah.
Yeah. We were way underleveled for it, but
Palace Cellar.
Yes, Palace Cellar. That's the one. We were in the palace and the cellar, and thank you, Dash. That was pretty rough. It took a lot of strategy. Died a handful of times, but it was a blast going through there. I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, this time we did something different. Last 2 or 3 months we've been in alpha. We've been playing the Nuian side with the elves and the Nuians. And for beta, Grievance decided to mix it up a little bit, and we're going to do something that we hadn't done yet, and that was play the Harani side with the cat people. And that was quite interesting. There were a couple things we didn't plan on at launch, and one of those being what was that first mob, Bear? The first bottleneck we had.
That guy that I kept calling Memo. I just kept calling him the Memo guy. I can't remember his name, but it was the essence. Before him. Omen. That's what. Yeah, I just kept calling him Memo. Everybody was beating Memo up anyway. So, but yeah, man, that was atrocious. We had folks that had trouble actually logging into the beta, and by the time they had logged in and got up to that quest, there were people that were still there trying to kill him. That was one of the worst bottlenecks I've seen in an extremely long time.
And the one before it wasn't really too much better. The spirits, wind spirits, whatever they were.
The wind spirits, yep.
Because you had to tag one of them, you had to hit one of them, and there were.
But at least there was like 10 of those around, but there was only one of those Omen guys. I mean, that was horrible.
Yeah, I think I was there for about half an hour.
Yeah,
easily. Yeah, definitely a bottleneck. Other than that, once I got past that, it was pretty smooth running. After that, went through.
Yeah, for me, as soon as I got past that, I was pretty much picking up my mount, and then I hit the farm, and I guess I turned into a Deuce because I don't think I left the farm after that.
Farmer Bear. It was. I tell you what, I like the way the cats run. How they sprint, all fours, just scooting across. That was pretty cool.
Furiously just said it probably won't be as bad when the game goes live because of early access. And on the east side, if you're playing a cat, I would imagine you're still going to see a pretty huge bottleneck there, even with early access, because, like, man, when beta hit, it was full in 18 minutes.
And if you think about it, the people playing beta are the early access people.
That's right. That's right. And there's been some conflicting numbers on how many servers we're going to see at the early access. At one time on their live cast, they said that there was going to be like 4 or 5, but they were not going to bring up all the servers at first. Now some people are saying that they've kind of recanted on that. Now they're going to bring up all the servers for early access. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Well, somebody will. We're going to go play the other side.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things, and you hit on it earlier, you know, when the Omega server launched with Alpha, everybody discovered really quick that the two servers were linked. So they were able to shift money over, basically work it out so they could sell their own stuff off of Alpha to Omega once they got everything working right. So we saw people with ships and wagons and even a couple selling Thunderstruck logs just right off the bat in Omega. But this go around, it was really obvious that influx of money had not gotten into the game just by pulling up the auction house and seeing that cotton was selling for 5 silver a piece. No, turmeric was 5 silver a piece. Fabric was for, I think, at 50 or 60 was like 4 or 5 gold, which in Alpha it's not even a gold, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting to see the economy. And lumber, God, how much was lumber?
Oh, it was way on up there. I mean, there for a while, lumber was selling at 20 silver a log. I mean, it was. I don't know if anybody was buying at that, but that's what it was up there for. I mean, at that rate, you couldn't afford to buy enough to do anything anyway. But
no, not at all.
It was crazy.
Realistically, though, that's when we came into Alpha. That's what the prices looked like when we came into Alpha. And, you know, they still had friends and family had been playing for 3 months before that. So actually, I'm surprised it didn't skyrocket higher.
Yeah, it was still pretty high. It was, I don't know, what, 50, 60 silver a log or for a piece of lumber? It was crazy prices.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, everybody was starting to need them for large farms. That's exactly right, Dash. So, what did everybody do when they first got into beta? And I know, Bear, me and you were right together. Deuce, you ran to the farms. Marissya, what'd you do when you first got into beta? Because you got in 12 hours later.
What did I do? I spent 2 hours making a character. It's actually a point I'd like to make, is that the customization will really appeal to anybody that's into that likes the aesthetics of games. Not just your character, but the game itself is so gorgeous. I was blown away when I got in. But I did start off with just a lot of figuring out how to work the controls, and it's actually... Am I off track? Is that okay?
What's that?
Am I off track?
No, you're fine.
Oh,
okay.
Go right ahead.
Well, what I noticed that felt really familiar about it was it reminded me of Rift. If anybody else got that same feeling from it. It was very similar in the way that you can build your skills. I have so many different levels of customization. I'm able to not only make my character look the way that I really want her to be represented, but I also have this amazing set of skills, and I can change my mind when I realize, oh, this was really not the right choice. I messed up. I'd rather be this. Maybe I'd rather be ranged, or I'd like to be up front in your face, or stealth and hit you from behind, whatever it may be. I'm able to get the highest level of customization, and I love that.
Yeah, it really gives you a chance to min and max. It really does. It lets you pick skills based on it. Like you said, if you want to go into archery, you can get go your main archery tree, then a couple skill trees to pick out of to boost the DPS in your archery. Defense and aromancy as far as a sword and board, and that seems to be working really good and actually does pretty good in PvP. By the way, if anybody has any questions, feel free to type them in chat. We'll answer them as we see them.
One of the things that I loved about it was being able to customize your character, and the different feel, because in most games up until now, I've almost always played a tank. I mean, it's just been there. I've just done it. Normally the guild needs tanks, so. But this time I started off making a tank, and then somebody said something about, the archery tree. Well, I was already using my bow to pull the mobs, so I was like, well, let me go ahead and pick up archery. And I was like, oh, so shadow play works really well because that's going to allow me to stealth. I was like, that's cool. All right, dropping defense, I picked up shadow play. Next thing I know it, I'm just running around full archery and loving every second of it. So it's an awesome game, and I know there's been a couple other people out there that's converted from what they normally play to something else. So,
I do want to ask.
Go ahead, Deuce.
Hey, Marissya, since you were fresh this new beta weekend, have you chosen a class yet? Because if you have, I bet you changed it again. What are your thoughts on all the different combinations that you've tried so far?
Oh gosh, so far. I would recommend for anybody starting off that if you're into healing, that maybe just put that on the wayside for now, because at lower levels it's a bit underpowered. It's expensive as far as mana consumption. So that's what I learned. So we found it more efficient with going really DPS heavy. So I, like Bear, I went into archery, and I love archery. I also love ranged characters, but I've now created a spell wielding archer. Really interesting combination. Never tried that before, so I'm just kind of throwing it out there. I want to see if I like it at all. I also tried it with a bard and the vitality class, so the healer in combination. I can see how those two would go really well together, but they again, the healing tree is just a little expensive at the moment, but I can see it gets really good later on.
Yeah, Dash was asking, how was it for everyone playing on the opposite side, questing, art, look-a-zones? I didn't really enjoy the cat starting area aesthetically. I've played a lot of games where it reminded me a little bit of the Karanas from EverQuest, actually, but as far as comparing it to the starting area on the other side, at least with the cats, I didn't like it as much as the Nuian side.
Did it seem like there was a lot more completion quests on the Eastern Continent too?
Yes.
Because not like I'm a questing expert or anything, but this is like the first time I actually went out and was quest. And every time I turned around, I'm in another completion quest. And I'm like, man.
Yeah, the ones where you got to get 100%, but you can do like 5 different things.
Yeah.
Some of those I noticed, like if you could pick up something off the ground, and I don't know if it was just me, but like on the west side, if you pick something off the ground, it give you like 10 points, and killing the mob gave you 10 points. On the east side, it was like picking up a box gave you like a point. You kill a mob, it was like 5 points. I was like, holy crap, this is going to take a long time. I'm going back to the farms.
Yeah, no doubt. Now I will say Silent Forest, that was a neat looking place with the big lake in the middle of it and everything. I thought that was pretty neat. We had put some farms down over there. That was a really good place to put them too. So it had a nice look to it, and what is it? Loot Harbor. Loot Harbor is awesome looking.
Oh yeah, I have to admit, man, that area over there, it does look great. I love the Asian city. The Asian cities do look phenomenal. And I have to agree, man, when we dropped our farms out there in Silent Forest, that is a really cool spot. I mean, it looks neat. It had a nice large area of land that we kind of gobbled up really quick. And
really quick.
I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think we had somewhere close to 47 small farms, and I think it was 18 large farms. So that was a huge chunk of land that we took up.
Yeah, it was neat. Not to mention the lake right there. So when everybody wanted to build their boats, just boom, there you go, plop it right down there.
Yeah, that's where you built yours. And of course, we took Marissya out in the water and then went,
flying.
we attached it to the bottom. She was like, "Oh my God, it's flying!"
Whee!
Sorry, that was my Marissya impression. I just.
It's not far from the truth. Well, I thought I clicked on something and capsized us, which scared me. And I felt really guilty. And I was not going to say anything. I was like, oh, something happened. Not me. Wasn't my fault.
Absolutely.
Oh, August says next the Kraken. Yes, Marissya needs to go see the Kraken next.
No, I already know, so can't pull the wool over this one's eyes. No,
we won't.
I know what you did to Stunner. I already know.
We won't tell you where we're taking you. We'll just go on a nice leisurely boat ride and then push you off the boat.
That's so mean.
There, didn't you set somebody up?
Well, okay, so Stunner was he was right out. This is back on Omega server, and he was right outside our farm area. He was sitting there fishing, and he said somebody had come by and was kind of giving him some trouble. So I figured I'd fly out there and see if I could help him. When I went out there, there's Stunner all by himself on his boat and nobody at the helm. So I jumped on there and grabbed the helm. I was like, "Hey, you want to go fishing out deeper?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, let's take you go fish the Kraken." He's like, "Yeah, fish the Kraken." And I was like, "Okay." So I typed in guild. I was like, "Hey, we're going to go sacrifice Stunner to the Kraken. Does anybody want to go?" And August and Sir Haddington was like, "Oh, yeah, let's go." So we did, man. We went out there, and about halfway there, he's like, "Hey, guys, hey, we really going to go to the Kraken?" I was like, "Oh, yeah." And we did. We went out and found that dude. I think we got some pictures of it. August got a really good picture of the Kraken underwater. We got a couple of pictures of him, but man, when the Kraken attacked, it hit Stunner first and took about 3/4 of his life. On the second hit, Stunner was dead. Stunner is the only one that died to the Kraken. So we did sacrifice Stunner to the Kraken.
We got a good picture of the underside of the Kraken right there, up right now. Yeah, it's looking forward to that in live, getting out there with all our ships and everything and giving that a whirl. That'll be a lot of fun.
Man, I'm going to tell you, it is a phenomenal journey when you get out there, because really we were searching for him for a good 15 minutes, and we kind of knew the general area that he hung out in. When we finally found him, it just looked like a rock sitting on top of the water, and I was just clicking on everything that I saw, and it clicked the Kraken. I was like, "Found him!" Turned the boat right over there towards him, and when he aggroes, the lightning starts striking everywhere. It was at nighttime, so the sky just lit up with lightning, and it was on, man. I took off running like a little girl with my skirt hiked up. and no offense to the girls that wear short skirts or like to hike their skirts up or whatever. But anyway, but no, I got away. Sir Haddington got away, and the boat was almost dead by the time we got away. But dude, that was a great time.
Yeah. August, to make a comment on the question you asked earlier, I did hear, or not a statement you made, we were hearing that with the bottlenecks on the cat side, that the Hurani side was twice as bad, that the bottlenecks were unbelievable on that side.
Really?
Compared to the cat side.
Yes. I was Hurani.
You were Hurani.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Boxers, we have two huge WildStar guilds, and there's still a WildStar cast every other Thursday night. Do we have this Thursday night or next Thursday night? One of the two.
I think it's next Thursday. I think tonight was kind of our off week.
Oh, Dash to producer says tomorrow. Also, since we're kind of mentioning WildStar, rumor has it we may have a WildStar developer on a special cast this coming Friday. So keep an eye out on our Facebook and our Twitter for what that will be.
That's pretty cool.
I agree with Memo. There is no way to make a masculine elf.
No,
you guys just don't know how to do it.
But we are talking about Memo. Dash, could you throw up a picture of Memo's latest character creation?
Holy smokes! It's the clown from It, man.
It's got to be. You know, Memo doesn't do manly. He does just freaky and weird, really.
Yeah. My small son saw that, and you know, he's still screaming, you know, at night. He wakes up, no, Memo, don't eat me.
That thing is...
Wow.
That is hideous, man. I didn't think it was possible, Memo, but that is actually more hideous than your alpha character.
Yeah.
That is just really bad.
Yeah, I wish we could have got a picture of August with the grievance mask on. He bought one of the masks and stuck the grievance emblem right on there. So when you look at him, yeah, you just see the big G. That looks pretty cool.
You know, now Simon, I can't repeat that, but I actually agree. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can't agree. I can't repeat that, but I can see that. Oh, wait. So Bear, you entered a contest recently.
Yeah, they put up a crest contest, basically. Tryon did, and whoever wins the contest is going to get a free alpha beta account.
Now, for those that don't know, explain what a crest is.
Well, the crests are the player-created emblems that you can put on not shields, but sails and flags. You can import it into the game, and then there's a lot of different things that you can actually put the image on. So we had been messing around a little bit with some of our grievance symbols and stuff like that. So I put one together and we submitted it in, and I think they got a picture of that up somewhere. I kind of like the way it turned out. I know a lot of other folks told me it looked pretty good. So, you know, who knows, if we win, maybe we'll have an account to give away or something.
Yeah, we all recognize that icon, don't we?
Yeah. That's actually the progenitor's icon. And
sorry,
I just what did I say it wrong?
No. Marissya, what were we supposed to call Steel?
The Procreator?
No.
Oh no.
No.
Worse than that. Oh, do tell.
Marissya was calling you the Progenitor. That was what it was.
Progenitor.
I know it's not how you say it. We were just teasing.
Well, that's better than the other.
Stunner has a nickname for you, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's better than the other thing you and Stunner were calling me. We won't go there. Not that it was bad.
It's not bad, but it is hilarious.
It's interesting.
Especially from Stunner. We love
No, the contest is really cool. It allows some folks to get their, you know, creative juices flowing and stuff like that. And, you know, there's some pretty good stuff up there. They're watching really close, and I'm not I don't mean Tryon. I mean the other players. If you just grab something off the internet and throw it into, you know, Photoshop or something and try to tweak it, man, they're catching them quick. They'll call you out on it. So, you know,
Memo.
Good at your own risk.
Yeah, I saw that. I looked through that post, and there were a couple out there where they were saying, you know, hey, that's really good if that is really yours.
Oh, yeah, I saw one of them. This person's like, I hope I win. I poured my heart and soul into it. And then like the next 3 posts was like, so did this person that's been up on the the net for over a year, and this person really liked it. They got a tattoo of it last year. So yeah, you got to be careful.
Nice. So beta's come and gone. First phase of beta. We haven't heard anything about beta starting this next weekend. So the weekend after?
No. It's starting Wednesday.
Oh, is it starting Wednesday? Okay, I've been out of pocket all day today. So good to hear.
Not today, next Wednesday.
I forgot
next week. All right.
Yeah.
Same time frame.
Still, you got me confused.
Yep, it'll be up 10 a.m. Pacific time. So, of course, grievance time is Central time, so that's noon for all of us.
That's right. Maybe I can get off work again. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
I'll be joining immediately following my final, but I'll be right on after.
We're still waiting on you to buy Alpha.
Silence. That's not often.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
just
the first
waiting.
we actually have it on record now. So, like I said, beta. Go ahead.
Steel. By the way, we did have a couple people who came into betas like, see you in alpha. And I added a couple more people today that were beta people that became alpha. And, of course, the question always is it worth it? And the easiest answer to say is, are you going to play the game for 6 months? They're like, well, yeah. Well, then alpha's worth it. If you're not going to play it 6 months, then I'd wait for free to play. Don't waste your money if you don't think you're going to play it very long or if you're unsure. But yeah, if you know for sure this is going to be your game for the next 6 months, alpha is still worth it.
I don't see how anybody could not play this for at least 6 months. There is so much to do.
I'll tell you, I'll be glad when it's 6 months for real because I'm sitting about the 3-month mark now, I think, and I just want to make everything real. I'm working on my 6 level 50 right now.
But we're having a fun time. We're having a fun time in alpha, and it's but it's not the same. I mean, beta was nice because it was a change of pace, and of course, going back to alpha, where we're already established and got everything running's real nice. But it's not the same. I'm ready for launch.
Yeah, totally.
Man, ready to where everything really matters.
Yeah, I'm ready for every time I harvest a log or something, that log's sticking with us, until we use it or something like that. Man, I mean, and I really, I don't want to set up but one more farm. That's it. Y'all got me for one more farm. For whatever reason, I'll set up one more farm.
Well, it's like I hit 85,000 gathering today. I still have to do that all over again.
Yep.
I just want things to start counting.
So, how many beta events do you think we're going to have?
5 to 6.
5 to 6? 6?
I'm voting 6.
So you think this is going to go on 10 more weeks?
Actually, I imagine now in my 6, I'm including 1 or 2 lives. I think we're going to see probably 5 more events total. That's my guess.
Yeah, probably 3 more closed betas and 2 opens, and then we'll go live is what I'm guessing.
Yep.
Last I heard, they're still projecting an August live release.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
I don't either. I'm thinking about mid to end September, to be honest.
Yeah, that's kind of what
I would rather they wait.
Well, it's good to know that they are working on some of the stuff like the Archeum drops and stuff like that. They're in talks with XL Games about the labor issues when you're out questing and, so this beta event wasn't useless. I mean, it's really helped Tryon fine-tune some stuff that they really couldn't do on the Alpha and Omega servers because of it being a shared economy. So with the new economy, they've been really able to get a good judge on where our economy's being, sucked and plotted or whatever. So, I was glad to help out. I'm glad to help out in the ones that are coming up as well. So,
well,
Archeum drops. That's a good point.
Well, here's the thing, though, and what Tryon has to fix is the build run right now is their build that took them to 55.
Right.
So they are on established servers and stuff, and we're starting. So pretty much what happened was their economy was just crazy, and it was crashing and stuff because everything was just flooding and there was no value within the economy. So, of course, XL Games says, okay, we'll fix that. We'll take it all out of the game and make it harder. Well, they already have all their gear and stuff. But when you put that on a fresh beta server and there was like no Archeum whatsoever to be had, yeah, that kills crafting. So, yeah, I think they're going to work it out with XL and come up with a happy medium since we're launching this far into the system.
It's almost like they need to put it on in dungeons or raid zones or something. The crystal or dust drop or whatever you want to call it. I mean, before, you're right. When we started playing in alpha, it did drop way too much. I mean, it was like candy. Literally was.
Well, you figure up on the northern continent, one person, level 50 solo, I could pull out probably 10, 15 crystals a day just with a couple hours of farming, which is, way too high. It kills the value of the, the economy and stuff. But, now nothing drops it hardly. I think I've gotten one crystal from a bag and I was so happy. But, outside of that, I've maybe gotten 1 or 2 crystals total, and I've been 50 for a while in farming, and I'm already on my second character on Omega. So yeah, it's a complete opposite change right now.
Yeah, I think all the way. I leveled up to about 22, and I did mostly questing, getting my levels up because I was going for the Guild of Stars to go ahead and get our ship. And during that time, I got 10 motes and 2 dust out of everything, out of bags, out of whatever. Way too little.
Oh, I do want to bring this up though, because this was new for 1.2, and I just recently noticed it because of beta, and then I came back to Omega, and did it on there. But these sets of gear now from quests, as you get higher, those are really nice sets. I mean, when I went out to get my 50 set with some help of a guildie and stuff, it was like I got 2 uniques, and sorry for messing up names. I got 2 oranges, 2 golds, and 3 purples and stuff, and it's really good gear. Now, of course, if you get level 50 crafted gear, level 50 crafted gear is better, but still, this gear really makes you a viable 50.
Yeah.
So maybe that's their answer to the long grind for the crystals and stuff now, is the quest gear.
Hard to say, because as it stands now, you still have to get your level 20 armor, turn it into level 4, or 24, turn that into level 30, turn that into level 34, turn that into 40, rinse and repeat all the way up to 44 or 50. So the amount of crystals and shards and dust that you're using for what they have right now is really insane.
We figured it out. Me and Christ is our weaponsmith on Omega. We were figuring out it was going to cost about 500 gold worth of crystals right now to make 1 weapon.
That's crazy.
And that's not a guarantee anything. That's just to get the crystals to make the weapon.
Yep.
Yeah, because that could turn out green.
Yep. And make proc bat at 44, and it's unusable to 50.
Oh, that would suck. That would really suck.
Well, let me throw a question out there. I know there's been a lot of controversy over the labor potions. Now, throughout the beta weekend, did y'all feel that starting out the labor potions were overpowered?
Oh, the labor potions are way overpowered with how it is right now, because you can actually go and log in on multiple tunes that are over level 15 and drink a potion, and the timer doesn't affect them. So if you make 4 characters on one server, you can grab 4,000 labor every 12 hours.
Now, if they just limited it to 1, per character, or not per character, but just 1, Not each character, an account.
Yeah, an account timer. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fine because I popped one trying to make some trade packs and stuff or some lumber packs for the boat, and I popped one and it got me just enough so I could get those last packs created. I didn't think having an extra 1,000 at my disposal every 12 hours was game breaking. Now an extra 4,000 could really make a difference. Then to me, then it almost becomes more of a pay to win.
Yep. I have to agree with the fact that you can have 6 characters total, and every one of them can pop, 1,000 labor every 12 hours. That's a lot of labor that you can go through. And I have to agree that that's really a pay to win, situation.
But here's the simple answer to that. You make it so it's 1 potion per account and make it a 24-hour cooldown, and it's definitely not pay to win then. Then if you need that absolute, that I really need this fixed so I can finish my boat or whatever, then you can pop it to 1 time and it'll be fine.
And Ancient Lord, I'll have to stick up for Tryon on this because I played a couple of their games, and Grievance and Rift actually has a really, really tight relationship with their development team. Tryon doesn't strike me as, everybody may want a pay to win because they'll make more money that way, but Tryon doesn't strike me as a company that is going to go pay to win with what they do. I think we're going to see a major change. At least I hope we will see a major change in the way the labor potions work. Because
I don't mind them being on a 12-hour cooldown. I don't mind if it's, you can use it every 12 hours, but it just needs to be account wide. Since labor's going to be account wide, I think the potion should be account wide as well.
I agree. Absolutely. Now, Marissya, did you get any farming done?
I did gather.
Say the vowels E-I-E-I-O.
No, seriously. Did you get any farming or gathering done or anything like that outside of adventuring?
I did do some gathering, which, to my surprise, got me a level or 2 just from running around with stuff in the environment, which was really fun. I enjoyed that. A lot of people weren't gathering little nodes that were out in the environment. I did get to go to our farm, which was spectacular. We had the framework for all of our buildings were up, and it's really interesting to see how you can walk all the way through them, and you can see how this is going to just at least get the idea of what this is going to look like when it's completed. And the farms look like actual farms. There's little postage stamp size, and then there's larger ones, and then all of a sudden there's these little animals. And I got to experience some fun time with some geese.
Did you kill a goose?
No, I came really close. I would have been in so much trouble.
You have no idea.
I didn't, though. I stopped.
Hey, I promise you next beta, I'll bring you over to the farms and I'll let you kill an animal because it's something you got to experience at least once.
I do want to. I know that sounds strange, but I do want to.
Yeah, I was telling her about it. It's a little morbid.
Chickens.
You feed them and they're all happy and smiley, and you walk up to them with a knife behind your back and just chop off its head. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it sounds like my text because it goes shrink.
Did y'all see what they did for the Yadas and the bears? You don't kill them anymore. You hire a trainer, and this Daru pops up, and he's like, we'll take your animal to a farm, and it'll be happy for the rest of its days. And here's a bag of mysterious meat we'll give you for letting us have your animal. So yeah,
mystery meat.
Well, it actually when you open the bag up, and it's either going to be like duck, chicken, or goose or something like that. So you're getting meat for your animal that's going to the farm. So you don't actually have to kill your pets anymore.
Now, Marissya, you said you get to see what these houses may look like. Have you been to Mirage Isle yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've walked through the houses over there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is spectacular. And the frilly side of me saw all the costumes too.
Did they take you out to the party boat?
No, I was by myself. So I was just kind of exploring. I'm an explorer. I like to go out. That's how I find things that kill me, though. But that's okay.
Deuce, your neighbor on Omega says hi.
Hey, Loveless. Yeah, I see her all the time. Because where's Deuce at? Farming away. And she always says hi. I always say hi back and stuff. And yeah. Nice to see you. Nice to see you in our podcast.
So,
Awesome.
Parting thoughts, Bear.
I'm absolutely thrilled with the way the game's going. I know they still got some tweaks and stuff to do. I'm still loving the terror out of this game. I'm glad to see everybody coming together. Glad to see the new folks joining us in beta, and I look forward to seeing you, in alpha, Marissya. So,
Yeah, I just be ready for it.
Deuce,
Can I kill you?
Thoughts.
Parting thoughts. Well, I'll tell you this. I love the game. Tryon has some work to do before we go live, but I have faith in them, and I think the game will leave me better by life.
Absolutely. Marissya?
I am so excited to experience more of the game, and then PvP is my next adventure. So I hope to see everybody in there, and I hope that you're all willing to join me and let me kill you.
Oh, dear Lord, we're going to have to put you in an M channel for that.
Yes. Yes. But it'll be so much fun. Join me in TeamSpeak.
I say we put Leah and Marissya against each other. Cat fight.
Tell you what, Leah, it's vicious. You
I
get her
know
in
she is.
You get her in PvP, and you see a side of her you don't usually see. She'll go after somebody.
Somebody had a question.
We're working on it. Parting thoughts. I still think ArcheAge is going to be the absolute sleeper hit of 2014. There's no two ways around it. There's so much to do in the game. It's looking for a game for a long time that forces you to work as a guild and a team to accomplish stuff to where it actually matters when you do stuff with other people. And this is the game. I absolutely love it. So this has been Steelheart with Bear, Deuce, and Marissya on the Aurorian Age. We wish you all a great night. Make sure Friday the 25th, I'm not sure what time, watch our Facebook or Twitter. We're going to supposedly have Jen Gordy on there, PvP dev for WildStar on a special out-of-the-box cast. And then tomorrow, obviously, is a regular WildStar cast. Saturday, we'll have our Star Citizen cast. I'm not sure if the Gamer Girls are doing something Saturday or not. Are they? Do you know?
No idea. They don't let me play with them.
I was asking the girl of the cast.
I was like,
That's really funny. Yes, we do. It is at 5 p.m. on Saturday. That's CDT. And we will be filming that on Twitch.
So just before the Star Citizen cast. Then, of course, there'll be no grievance news this Sunday because it's our grievance council meeting where we go over the news anyway, just a little more privately. So anyway, y'all have a great night.